Hey, what's up guys? Rami here with the second stimulus check update and stimulus package update for Friday, August 7th. Today was supposed to be the deadline of passing a second stimulus package, including a second stimulus check. But our congressmen and women are still arguing and didn't reach an agreement. In this stimulus update, I will give you the latest information we have right now, which also includes the July jobs report. This is important. Sorry I didn't update you in a while, but honestly, things have been very disappointing lately, and one day things look positive and the next day it's negative. So just felt like I will put you on this roller coaster that is not a fun ride at all. Also, I wish anyone that was in the area of the tropical storm is safe. I actually lost power and still don't have it back yet. So if lighting looks a little weird, it's because I have this light over here that is not working right now. But anyway, let's get into all the details of this stimulus update right after you please hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so I can update you on everything regarding the second stimulus check and stimulus package, plus more money and finance news. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate you all. So things still not looking great after this whole week of talks and meetings and negotiations. Yesterday, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said there's a handful of very big issues that we are still very far apart on. This seems to be the theme of the second stimulus package, far apart. Every day they come out and say we're far apart or we've made progress but we're still far apart. So how's that progress? Just very frustrating. Not taking sides here because right now both sides are terrible. The Democrats are asking for way too much and the Republicans are acting very slow. These negotiations would have been probably much better back in June or so. But just to give you an example, for school reopenings, the Democrats originally asked for $100 billion. That was in the HEROES Act back in May. Then in the HEALS Act, Republicans said, okay, let's do $105 billion. The Democrats said, oh no, that $100 billion was back then. Now we need $400 billion. 400, that's 4 times what they asked for originally. That's honestly ridiculous and not a good way to negotiate or reach an agreement. Like seriously, all of a sudden now, a couple of months later, we need 4 times the original amount? That's just a bit extreme. As far as unemployment benefits go, Democrats wanted the $600 per week extended until end of January 2021, and Republicans wanted to extend by $200 until October 5th. Then it becomes a percentage of your lost wage. Then Republicans said, let's extend it for $600 for a couple of weeks until we reach an agreement, and Democrats said no. Then Republicans said, okay, let's do something around $400 to $500, and still the Democrats said no. It doesn't seem like negotiations anymore. It's just no. And they don't want to budge on anything. I know this may seem like they're just doing their job to fight for the people, but at the end of the day, the people are the ones suffering while they argue and fight. And staying on the theme of this stimulus package, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer talked to reporters, and Pelosi said, we're very far apart. It's most unfortunate. But you're not that far apart though. In the beginning, yes, Democrats wanted $600 and Republicans wanted $200. But now Republicans went as high as $500. That's not that far apart. That's actually very close. So come to an agreement already, please. Then Schumer said, we believe the patient needs a major operation while Republicans want to apply just a Band-Aid. We won't let them just pass the Band-Aid. Go home and leave America bleeding. Well, now America is bleeding anyway, and there's no Band-Aid or surgery. So frustrating. On the White House side, Chief of Staff Mark Meadows said, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have at least some glimmer of hope. If they're willing to be serious about negotiations, then we'll reach a deal. The president wants to get a deal. Hopefully we make more progress today than we have in the last several days. The White House is also promising that Trump will attempt to use executive orders to address evictions and jobless benefits. But there's no evidence that the strategy would have much impact. And Pelosi responded to that idea by saying, I don't think they know what they're talking about. But Mark Meadows said that the president has been very clear on that issue. The president himself said, a lot of people are going to be evicted, but I'm going to stop it because I'll do it myself if I have to. I have a lot of powers with respect to executive orders, and we're looking at that very seriously right now. I don't know how serious this is or what specific powers the president has to do these things. All I hope for is that it doesn't need to go that route. The best thing would be if Congress can just get together and come to an agreement soon so they can pass something and be done with it. Senators already went home, but Mitch McConnell said that they'll be ready to come back to the Capitol with 24-hour notice if an agreement is reached and they need to come back for a vote. I wouldn't worry that Congress is on this recess until September and nothing will happen till then. There's no way that these politicians will let that happen, given that this is a huge election year. I really think the negotiation team will eventually come to an agreement, hopefully soon. Then they'll have to actually write the actual bill. Then everyone will come back to vote on it and pass it and send it to the president to be signed into law. The problem is that even if they reach an agreement on the numbers and the details, putting it down in writing as a bill will take some time. I just can't believe the amount of wasted time here. We'll see what happens and I'll keep you updated. Now, on a separate note, the Bureau of Labor Statistics released the numbers of July today. Remember when we were all waiting anxiously for the June jobs report? That came and went, and now we already have the July report. So the unemployment rate fell again from 11.1% to 10.2%. The number of unemployed persons fell by 1.4 million to 16.3 million. The report states that in July, notable jobs gains occurred in leisure and hospitality, government, retail, trade, professional and business services, other services, and healthcare. And that this is a reflection of the continued resumption of economic activity that had been curtailed due to the pandemic and efforts to contain it. So this is a little bit of good news in terms of people going back to their jobs, but it's still not great since the majority of the people who went back to work were on temporary layoff, meaning they expected to go back to work eventually. The unfortunate part of the report is that the number of permanent job losers was 2.4 million in July. This is the more problematic number, which will cause a long-term effect on the economy. So what do you guys think of all that's happening now with negotiations? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a great weekend. Please hit the like button on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notifications bell to be notified whenever I publish new videos for you. And don't forget to get your free stock from Robinhood and 2 free stocks from Webull, with one of them potentially worth up to $1,400 when you deposit only $100, which is just like cash. You can take it out anytime you feel like it. Links are in the description below. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.